Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Here We Are, Year Zero, Episode 3, Evacuation Day. So, before we get into things, I am going to be your DM, GM, storyteller, Forgotten Dreams, and I am joined by a lovely cast of people. Starting directly next to me, we have Eric.
How's it going?
And Eric will be playing, I believe your character's called Dexter. Can't remember his last name.
Not important.
I don't think anyone can.
It's Cormac, that's what it was. Okay. Next up, we have Cabby.
Hello.
And he's playing Cabby.
You goddamn right I am.
Next up, we have Ava.
Hello.
And she is playing Rachel McMasters. And last but not least, we have Moo.
Hola from Panama, International 2021.
And Moo will be playing the newest member of the group, Kira Dawn. All right. So, with a bit of a recap, we are going to elect for Cabby to give us a nice, short, concise one.
Every goddamn week. How concise are we talking? Are we talking Nerlus concise of we fucked shit up, no one died?
A little more detailed than that.
Okay. So we managed to clear the building of all infected, secured it to some degree. Kira came inside and joined our group. Tons and tons of walkers were outside chasing after the Humvee, which seems to be drawing all of the walkers away from the park, we're assuming, for the extraction. Last thing we did before debating on whether or not we were going to go to the extraction in Central Park was see the dude back at Sherwin-Williams, and then somewhere along the lines after hours we discovered that you lied to me and that there is a perfectly defensible building down at the end of our fucking block.
That was in the after show, yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. I figured he was going to bring that up.
It's an accidental untruth. It's not the same as a lie. No,
I guess that's why he volunteered to give the recap, because
Absolutely.
he wanted to give that one in.
Wanted to put that jab in there for me. All right.
Yum.
I see how it is. Well, we open our story back up as all of you are currently, I believe, in the security room. I don't think anyone was currently outside of the security room at the end of the last episode.
I had started making my way outside.
Ah, very well.
Wait. Why
hadn't you already gone outside and gone to the ambulance?
No. I was making my way outside because we saw the guy going into Sherwin-Williams, and I got some fucking questions.
Oh, that's right. You were walking out there. That's right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. In that case, so we begin following Cabby as he comes out of the security office with kind of a pan shot of all of you, including Michael and his girlfriend, who is Vanessa or Veronica?
Wow.
Veronica. That's right.
You don't note take.
I do note take, but I have Vanessa and Veronica on here.
I mean, okay.
So let me just go ahead and make a, hold on. I'll adjust my notes. This is the girlfriend. There we go.
There you go.
Hold on. There we go. The note's been made. All right. We see all of you in the security room as Cabby is walking out, and you can hear the sounds already of things being rifled around in the Sherwin-Williams, now that you guys are actually on the first floor when he's down here.
Yeah, so
I think I'm passed out, right? I think I'm passed out.
Yes, you have passed out in the security room. Excuse me.
All right.
So You can see that as time has passed, about a foot and a half of snow is now on the ground. As you make your way to the double doors and you come up to the security gate that you brought down earlier.
All right, so I'm gonna go up to the front doors and look as far left and right as I can through the security gate.
Okay, go ahead and give me a
See
spot
if there's.
listen.
Alrighty. It would help if I actually had my character sheet open.
Yeah, it would.
There we go. There you go.
37. Very nice. One success. From what you can tell, let's see, looking out of that security gate, how much can you see? You can see the entire width of the Sherman-Williams. You can also see, of course, on the edge of your vision, which you can easily look over through the large pane window next to the front doors. There is the white van, your ambulance vehicle, and the police car that's been rummaged through. There is also a few cars here and there parked on the street. Some of them look like they were hurriedly gotten out of. But no activity.
All right. How loud was the gate coming down earlier?
The gate coming down wasn't particularly very loud, but it took a bit of time because you had to do it manually.
Okay. All right. So what I want to do then, I want to bring it up enough, about 2 feet.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming the doors push out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna bring it up about 2 feet and kind of roll my way underneath and outside.
Okay. So you go ahead and you spend about a good full minute getting the gate to come up to about the 2 foot mark, and you roll your way out. What do you have on you, by the way?
Right now, I am in my EMS uniform with jacket and the shotgun on me.
Okay. And are you going to have that shotgun holstered or?
At this point, I am going to have it out, but lowered.
Okay. So he watches you step out into the snow, or I should say roll out into the snow, and unsling the shotgun, but keep it at a lowered position. You could easily use one of the vehicles for cover as you approach, or do you just plan on walking straight in to the Sherwin-Williams across the street? Remember, there's the doors of the Sherwin-Williams aren't open. Instead, there's just a central glass pane that's been shattered outwards that this individual has been going in and out of.
I am going to hunker down behind one of the cars out front, and I am going to wait for him to come out.
Okay. In that case, here we go. I need to have him make spot listen. None. 1. Okay. Make me a stealth check.
Okay.
You're looking to beat 1 success. Excuse me.
And you know what? I'm going to spend 3 of my competence points.
Okay. And that brings up a good point. Everybody, your competency points have refreshed, so they're back to what your maximum was. All right.
25.
So that'll bring you to 2 successes. You go ahead and use one of your successes to bypass his success, and you've got a success that you can work with if you'd like to do anything special with that, or if you'd like to bank that.
And banking it does.
Banking it would give you a survival point.
Yeah, I'll bank it for later.
Okay. So, all right, go ahead and write down that you have 1 survival point now, and also the group now has a survival point. All right. So you wait.
Does it,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, quick question. So does sentence mean that we all get +1, or that he gets one, and there's a second place for group +1.
So he gets a single survival point, and that becomes available to the group. But if he dies or he decides to leave the group, any survival points that he has will leave with him through death or him walking away. So while he's in the group, technically it's a group total. When he leaves the group, no longer available.
Got it. So keep my sheet at 0, basically.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
As a matter of fact, that brings up a very good point. I'm going to go ahead and quickly make you guys a handout, and we're going to call it group stuff. So this way, if you guys want to write anything down, you can. Put this in all players' journals, can be edited by all players, save changes. And then I'll move this on down into the characters area. So there you go, group stuff.
Woo!
Fantastic. So you go ahead and you hunker down behind a blue eclipse, and you are kind of waiting, and you can hear occasionally there's the sound of things being shuffled around inside of the store. And how long are you willing to wait out here?
I would say probably about 5 minutes tops.
Okay. So as you're waiting there, go ahead and give me another spot listen. Okay. Fantastic. You wait for a good 2.5 minutes before finally you can hear the shuffling of feet again, and you begin to hear the sound of feet stepping over glass.
All right. At this point, I'm just gonna kind of peek around one of the bumpers as low as I can.
Okay. As you peek around the bumper, you immediately begin to see like a small portion of his left leg comes into view as he's creeping his way out of the store. You can see he has a couple more bags of quick cement that he is bungee cord closed his book bag with, and also another of those large vats of sealant.
What's he got in his hands?
It's just he has the one large vat of sealant in his left hand. That's all you can see from like looking around. You can't see what's in his right hand currently.
All right. So I'm gonna keep the gun low. I'm not gonna stick my head out or anything. I'm just gonna be like, psst, hey.
Make a spot listen for him. Okay. You watch as his head starts to go from left to right rapidly, and you can hear the sound of one of those large cans being dropped, and he pulls out a Glock and starts pointing it at different directions down the street while slowly trying to back up into the Sherwin-Williams before he makes it to the threshold of the window, and he like falls on his ass inside, dropping the other can and trying to desperately scramble to his feet.
All right. I am just going to. I'm gonna lay the shotgun. You know, I've got my back up against the car, kind of sitting on the ground. I'm gonna lay the shotgun on my lap, and I'm gonna put my hands up over the car, and be like, "Quiet. I don't mean to scare you."
Who the hell are you?
Well, I'm kind of wondering the same thing, pal.
I asked first.
Fine.
You watch as he slowly stands up and begins to pick up one of the sealant jars in his left hand. He still has his Glock leveled in your general direction at this point.
So I'm gonna reach over to the over to my inside jacket pocket, pull out my ambulance ID, and I'm gonna hold it up and be like, "I'm an EMT. My name's Cabby. I don't mean you any harm."
That your ambulance? And he nods his head over to the ambulance behind you as he finishes standing up straight.
I'm gonna leave the keys in my pocket, but I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, my keys are forward or inside right now."
Okay. All right. Well, you got any meds you'd be willing to trade?
Can we go talk for a minute?
Where would you like to talk?
And then I'm just gonna point to the building.
You know what? Neutral territory. We're right here at the Sherwin-Williams. Why don't you come inside the Sherwin-Williams and we talk here? I don't know who you have in that building. You could be trying to ambush me.
That's fair. I don't know what you got in that Sherwin-Williams either.
There's paint and stuff. What?
Yeah, but we've seen you go in and out of there a couple of times. What's with all the cement?
Who's we?
Got a couple friends over in the building across the street. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 5 or 6 of us.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. I am using the cement for a project.
Is this project gonna keep people alive?
I would hope so.
Well, then maybe we got some common ground.
Okay.
So, at this point, I'm going to keep one hand above. I'm going to reach down, grab the shotgun, bring it up slowly above the car. The majority of me is still behind the car.
You can see he's starting to lower the pistol towards his waist, but he's still got a good grip on it. You can see his knuckles are white on it, but he's keeping his finger off the trigger.
All right. So at that point, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna keep just one hand on the shotgun, keep it tucked under an arm, to a point at which I can bring it up if need be. And then I am going to kind of give a wave towards one of the cameras on the front of the building and give a thumbs up. And then I am going to make my way over to the Sherwin-Williams with the dude.
Okay.
So I'm asleep. I don't see dick on any monitors.
Ain't dick diddly for you to do.
I don't think the cabbie even told any of us that he was going out there, so.
All right, got it. Nap time. Rip. Nah,
So-
I guess if anything, no, there's no one I would want to talk to that's conscious. Okay. Yep, I'm sleeping. Sorry.
I would like from. I'm gonna have Michael make one. I'd also like for Dexter to go ahead and make me a spot listen.
I thought there were at least a couple of us awake at the time.
Oof. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not gonna punish you for these. So you briefly see something out of the corner of your eyes on the monitor but you're not sure what it was. And when you look over, the camera is now looking at the exterior, and you can just see Cabby with his thumb up on the other side of the street, inside of the open glass window of the Sherwin-Williams with your cement boy.
What the? Okay, Dexter will move over there and pause the camera for a minute and let the other one cycle. But he's going to pause the camera at the location, staying there. See if he can zoom in a little bit.
Okay. You go ahead and you try and zoom these cameras in. Unfortunately, these cameras don't do well with zoom. And it starts going very pixeled very fast as you begin to zoom in.
Enhance?
They don't.
Damn
unfortunately.
it!
Enhance.
That isn't real. That is not a thing.
That is not a thing.
I work in a film. Don't make me get into my episode of Geeky Science Facts. I don't know guns, but I know cinematography. That's not a thing.
All right, Dexter's over at Michael, boyfriend of Veronica, and he's going to say, "Hey, I'm not sure what's going on, but Cabby's outside. I'm going to go back him up. Can you keep an eye on things and keep an eye on the girls while they sleep?"
Yeah, no problem. You know what? You have the security guard's key, right?
I do.
I'll lock the door behind you. That way no one can get in while you're gone. And then you can just open it up with the key.
All right, no problem. All right, I'm gonna confirm the key before I officially leave the outer door.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna take my my AK and an extra magazine of ammunition in my front pocket.
All right.
So I loaded and one extra magazine in the pocket.
So you go ahead and take that, you confirm the key, and do you just head out into the lobby so that you can see what's going on, or do you actually go underneath the gate, which you can see is like 2 feet up?
I'm gonna go all the way out to the Sherman-Williams.
Okay. So you start making your way out there.
So, yeah, I'm going to keep a low profile, staying behind vehicles and stuff. I check down the side streets and everything. I don't want to make myself obvious from that regard, but I'm also not trying to hide from anybody that Cabby might be speaking with.
Yeah, so go ahead and make me a stealth check, but we'll say that you're purposefully moving in a way where you would be better hidden from things that are on either ends of the street and not directly building to building.
I'll use 3 successes.
Okay, so you use 3 competency points to bring that to a single success. All right. So the two of you watch in the Sherwin-Williams as Dexter begins making his way out. And he says, looks like your friend's coming over. All right. So, you wanted to talk. And as he says you wanted to talk, that's when, if you want to, you can step into the Sherwin-Williams window.
Yeah, I'm going to step in. I'm just going to kind of take a quick look around. Just make sure I'm not, walking into an obvious trap.
Sure. We'll make this a give me a search roll as you take a second to glance over everything.
Nada.
You're kind of distracted by the wind whipping by, which kind of acts like a funnel because of the high wind speed behind you. So, unfortunately, you don't see or hear anything really in the shop that could give away that there's possibly more individuals in here or anything like that.
All right. So I'm gonna keep following in behind him and be like, "So, what's your name?"
I'm Jacob. I work here.
Right.
And you are?
Oh, like I said, my name's Cabby.
You're an EMS driver.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fella coming across right now. That's Dexter.
Dexter. Yeah. I recognize him. And he kind of raises his hand as Dexter, you get closer. And you do recognize this guy as you come closer. You've seen him on smoke breaks outside of the Sherwin-Williams, and now that he's closer, you can actually see his face in clear detail. He's kind of a lazier general manager here at this store, and he isn't always around. He shows up like twice a week.
Okay. Immediately I'll say, "Oh, hey, yeah, I recognize you. What's up, man?"
I was just coming to get cement when your EMS shotgun buddy showed up.
We, saw another survivor. Thought we'd come over and say hello, see what's up.
Okay, well,
Drink-
it's good to
drink
know
some-
that you're, alive. Well, congratulations, you lived. I figured most people were dead in that building because I saw a bunch of, whatever they are.
Wouldn't be wrong. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be wrong.
I was just asking your buddy here, Cabby. You said your name was Cabby, right? If you guys had any, because you have an ambulance, if you had any medicine that you'd be willing to trade, maybe for some valuables.
Well, I think right now, what's most valuable is knowing what the hell's going on.
Oh, you should be, right? World's going to hell. People are mutating in the streets.
Yeah, we got that part.
Okay.
And I just kind of gesture to the can of sealer and bags of cement.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you were working on a project.
Yeah. We're sealing the stairwell at my building.
Huh. It's not a half bad idea.
We're. Oh wait, I'm not there. My bad.
Shh.
My bad.
Sleepy
I'm
person,
sorry.
no talkie.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
We're no. Be like, that's not a half bad idea.
Mm.
How far you gotten on that so far?
We've gotten about halfway with what I brought the first time. But once I'm done with that, I planned on making like 3 or 4 trips here so I could get enough so that what we're gonna do is we're gonna reinforce the second floor of the apartments because we noticed that some of them are jumping through ceilings.
They're jumping through ceilings.
Yeah.
As in like a 10-foot vertical leap.
Somewhere around that. I wouldn't be able to tell you like exactly how large of a leap, but it's like, all right. So we were up by we were up by the 6th floor balcony, and some people had gotten on the roof of the McDonald's, right? Right there on the corner down the street here, and we watched as a bunch of them went into McDonald's, and the employee and I think the manager had like gotten up on the roof and they were hiding out, and they were there for like a good hour, and we were like trying to talk back and forth and figure out how to get them across the street when they acted like they were going to go away, whatever these things are, and then one of them just burst through the roof of the McDonald's and landed on the roof of the McDonald's.
Wow.
He was a big fucker too.
You have claws by chance?
No, he was just muscle and ugh.
We had one come in our building that was, he was a big fucker too and had like 16-inch claws coming off all of his fingers.
Yeah. I think we saw one with claws, and then he was following one without claws, and they met up with this kid. I don't know how to describe it. It looked like a kid. right in the
Was he wearing a hoodie?
yeah.
Rocking out some old school tunes?
Oh, I didn't hear any music at the time,
Look
but
over
he
to
was wearing a
Dexter,
hoodie.
look over to Dexter, be like, "It's that creepy fucking kid again."
That sounds like
And
it.
you know, they just him and like 6 other of them like got together, and he was talking to them. It didn't look like they were really talking back, and you know, they just started walking this way. And all the other crazy fuckers that were running around didn't seem to care. They just ran past.
So
I'm sounding weird, aren't I?
no, we've seen some pretty weird shit today. How far is your building from here?
Like half a block, right around the corner. And this is where Cabby would, or not Cabby, but Eric would know that this is the building Cabby is talking about.
Oh,
You
my
son
God.
of a bitch!
Oh, so you're talking about the
The really easily defensible building.
the brick building with no windows out front.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah,
fucking
it's
Eric
got
lied
the
to me
yeah
about earlier.
the 2
two
shops.
Shop, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Son of a bitch.
Love you,
Got no
Cabby.
Oh,
windows, you just
so
think
at
box?
this point, I'm gonna be like, how many people you got down there with you?
We got most of the building, so a good 30.
Well, I know trading medical supplies would be kind of foolish at the moment. And after all, you're a little closer to that hardware store that we've been eyeballing.
You mean Cove Bros?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already grabbed the generators out of there and a couple other things.
Oh, my God.
Like I said, there's 6 or 7 of us. We've been trying to fortify our building, but as you can see, I'm gonna point across the street and, all of the glass windows and whatnot.
Well, it's not that much glass. I mean, it's just like
There's a window for
glass.
every apartment on the ground floor. It's more than I like.
Okay.
So
I know. I should shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be like, we got plenty of food, plenty of medical supplies, and few of us know how to use them. Any chance you got room for a few more down there?
I could talk with the boss, and I'll see about opening up some space for you.
Boss, you guys.
There's a boss.
There's a boss now, yeah.
Interesting. Sense motive.
Okay.
What my goal with this sense motive? I'm gonna go ahead and put 3
Successes.
competency points on it. My goal with this is to Dexter's knowledge that this guy is more of a lazy manager kind of gives him the perception that this guy may be quite the opportunist if the easy route kind of guy if opportunities presented themselves. So my sense motive is to try to detect maybe if he's telling the whole truth about having 30 people down there, whether or not, looking over his clothing and stuff, seeing if he's still healthy and clean and that type of thing.
Okay.
Obviously him not be looking too healthy or not being clean, if he's got any blood on him, if his clothes are extremely disheveled, like he's been sleeping in the same ones for 3 days, anything like that are kind of tells, right? So that things may not be on the up and up. So anyway, I'll roll.
Okay.
So, as a player, I just want some clarification, Dreams. We knew about a virus before everything went crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but people weren't turning
Until today.
until like not even 24 hours. Correct? Okay. So in less than 24 hours, there's now a boss in that building? Like a guy that identifies himself as a boss?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
This is the reason that Dexter immediately felt like something was off and did the detect motive. Which
Would you like to spend competency on that?
Yeah, I spent 3 on it, so I've got 1 success.
Okay. So with the 1 success, what you could tell is clean shaven, recently took a shower no more than 3 hours ago. His clothes are slightly different than they were before, so he's just changed clothes not too long ago. He's looking less nervous than before you showed up. So now that you're here, he looks a little less nervous.
Getting the sense that this guy feels like he's got something to lose still.
Sort of in the sense as he sees you, he trusts you for some reason.
I suppose somebody that was even remotely familiar would be a sight for sore eyes in this situation.
But that's what you're able to pull with 1 success.
Okay.
Can I do a detect motives as well? I would like to know if his demeanor seems insidious in any way.
You can certainly try, yeah. Jesus. Okay. Well, his social security number is. All right. So yeah, you from 1 success, you get the same information that that Dexter got. Here's what I'll ask: do you want to bank any of these successes pre-hand?
I guess I don't fully understand how survival points work.
So how they normally work and how we're going to be using them are going to be different. How we're going to be using them is we're going to be using them for safely extracting items that might be normally difficult to get that are available in shops and stores.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay, so if he banks any of these successes, you're saying you can then apply them to something that has nothing to do with a detective motive? It has to do with scavenging?
Because survival points is universal. It doesn't care that it has to do with a detective motive roll.
Okay.
All right. I am going to use 1 additional, and then I'm going to bank 2.
Okay, so that means that you go up to 3.
Yep.
And the group total goes up to 3. All right, I am gonna. With the 1 other additional success, what you get is, he's kind of giving off an air that isn't insidious, but more along the lines of, when he says, "I'm gonna have to ask the boss, and we'll see if we can clear some room for you." What you kind of pick up is he doesn't really give off a demeanor of welcoming to new people, but he'll ask. but probably not paint you in the best light.
So kind of like he doesn't want to share what he has.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit like that, yeah.
Right. With that, I'm going to try and sell the idea that I'm like, we've got some meds, but you're just as likely to kill someone with them as you are to actually help someone with them.
Go ahead and make me a persuade roll.
Where in the hell is persuade? There it is.
And would you like to preemptively use competency, or do you want to wait?
I'll wait until after.
Okay.
So does the fact
Oh!
that what you're saying is factual change the persuade roll necessity? Because usually if you're stating points of fact, the way that it's presented is in a way that you don't necessarily need to persuade the person. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying, but I do need a persuade roll on this, unfortunately, due to something you don't know.
So, can I bullshit my way out of some of these?
Yes, go ahead, and I would like, okay. I'm going to give you the opportunity to bullshit your way out of 3 of these. The other two I would like to offer to take.
I was gonna say, can I bullshit my way out of 3 of these and buy into a success with 3 competency points?
Here's what I'll give you. Here's what I'll offer as a counter offer here. God, I really love this system right now. I'd be willing to let you bullshit 2 of these if you'd let me bank 3 of these for risk and then spend up to 3 competency points to bring this to a success.
So in that case, we would get the competency point, but we also get the risk.
So you get your success if you spend your competency points, because you're going to bullshit your way out of 2 of these, right?
Uh-huh.
You're going to assumedly spend competency points to bring this to a success. And the other 3, I will take and use as risk points for something special.
I'd be cool with that.
Okay. So
we need to be the one to stop talking and being the social one.
Hey, I am not a convincing EMT. I just berate my overdoses and be like, no, you're fucking going.
You know what? People don't even believe you when you're telling the truth, so...
No, they don't. So, I gotta bullshit my way out of 2 or 3 of these? 2 of them. Okay, so I am going to start in on some ridiculous medical jargon explaining the difference between grams, micrograms, and how if you fuck up with a drug such as fentanyl and go ahead and use grams, which, by the way, you've got to be able to actually use math on.
Milligrams versus micrograms, right? So I think most of the American population understands the difference between grams and milligrams.
No. So the difference between grams and micrograms, specifically, our fentanyl bottles come in, I think it's a 2-gram bottle. There's only about 10 micrograms in a bottle of fentanyl, but the 2 grams is the actual solution it's in.
Dexter will turn back towards this guy and nod his head and be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that." Kind of
so I'm going to start, explaining how, dosage is absolutely everything. I've got epi up there in case anyone has allergic reactions, but it's not in a self-dispensing pen. You've actually got to draw up the correct amount in order to be able to actually use it correctly. If you go to milligrams over on epi, you can send someone into cardiac arrest as opposed to letting them breathe again.
Oh yeah, and I've seen that. This is Dexter talking. Oh yeah, I've seen that in YouTube videos where their fucking heart like bubbles up and shit. It's horrific way to die. That which was complete and utter bullshit.
So yeah, my incomprehensible medical jargon would be one of my bullshits.
Okay.
And then my second is going to be that, you know, we've been doing some testing as far as the actual corpses and the people that we've got in our location. We have made some medical understandings of how these things work. They are a little more intricate than we had thought. And just kind of allude to the idea that we have some valuable information about these things.
And I would add, OC, that since Cabby has relinquished all the details of our situation, the number of people we have, and has been so open about everything they would need to potentially raid us, this forthcoming nature would probably tend to, you know, come off as sincere. Yeah, shot, Cabby.
Okay. All right. I get your point. All right. Fine. Yeah. Yeah. And he kind of looks down at his watch. Okay. All right. Let me deliver this. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna let him head down the way. And then after he's well out of earshot, I'm gonna look over to Dexter and be like,
The fuck is wrong with you, dude? You told him how many people we have?
I did.
You told him we have medical supplies that he could potentially need?
I
You
did.
told him that we have plenty of food and water?
And I have a plan on that one.
I hope it involves defending the building that we're in, because if they've actually got 30 people and they decide that they need the shit that you have told them we have, and they know that we got 7, guess what's happening?
Oh, trust me, I've got a plan.
Shit ain't fun and games anymore, man.
I am going to make my way into the Sherwin-Williams. Do they have any ladders?
That is a great. I'm gonna. They have. They don't have full size ladders. They have a couple step stools, and they have some of the smaller ones to like fix a chandelier in your dining room.
Full-size painting ladders?
No,
No.
I think they. Well, I was okay. Well, whatever. It's fine.
For the downtown of New York, for the for apartments. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. I was just I was saying that in the back they might have actually a ladder, because I have actually seen their metal scaffolding or whatever for storage of paint and stuff like that in the back. And
that is a good point. I need to check something real quick.
No problem.
Are you checking the Sherwin-Williams website for ladders?
You know it.
I mean,
I mean,
I've seen bigger ladders in there, but I don't know the New York thing.
I
Whatever.
feel like it's more of like a storage use and not a for sale use. Okay, like they use the ladders for their own people so that they can, because the shelving in the back is or at least of the one that is by us is pretty high, so, or it goes up pretty high.
So what they have is they do have shelving units. They aren't that large though. And they've got like those roller ladders that go along rail that's pre-set up on the thing. But you
Okay.
could easily detach one of those and take it with you.
Okay. I would immediately
try
be going for the roller ladder. And be like, Dex, give me a hand.
Give him
I've-
give him assist.
I also feel like it would be more logical to have a ladder in the apartment building for the maintenance guy to use. But that's just
That was
thinking.
not the question though.
Oh yes. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I would like to take this ladder back with us. Roughly how tall is it?
I'm gonna say
10, 12 footer?
it's probably a 10-footer.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, we are going to take that back across with us, and I am immediately going to have Dex help me go back up to his apartment specifically.
Okay.
With the ladder, I want to see if this will reach the balcony on the window across from him.
Interesting. Okay. So you guys go ahead and get up to his apartment, and I don't remember if you guys had already removed the boards on the window.
We did not.
Okay.
I mean, we could go to any of the apartments, really. I would be looking for the straightest shot between window and balcony.
Okay. So you go ahead and you go to the apartment right next door to his, and it'll be an interesting fit, unless you bust out the main window pane. Because the actual part of the apartment windows that opens up, someone would have to, like, you could put the ladder in place, but you'd essentially be crawling through the window seal in order to get to
Right.
where you'd have to go.
Do
But it
these
will
doors-
definitely make it there.
Right. Do these doors look like they would do a relatively okay job of keeping heat?
Which doors are we talking about?
The doors between the apartments and the hallways.
Um,
Are they fire rated? It was going to be.
they are. This is a newer building, so yeah, they definitely are.
Okay, so they are insulated. So yeah, at this point I am going to be like, probably be a good idea to have a second way out of this building. Yes, Ava?
Yes, the sleep person.
I'm sorry. There we go. There we go. That was all that was. She was just laughing in her sleep. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you attempt to open up the balcony doors on the other side?
I am not going to do really anything at this point. Be like, do we want to go check out what's over there before we assume this as a backup option, or do we just want to leave this here and chance it if we have to?
I mean, if we have the opportunity to get across and secure it on both sides, I think that would be the best plan. I've seen too many YouTube videos of people trying to balance walk their way across ladders and shit to
All
not
right.
be safe.
So at this point, I'm going to go over, grab like a towel or something, and just put it up against my elbow and try and smash out the window.
Okay, so you want to smash out the main window pane itself.
Yep.
All right, you go ahead and you do that. No problem. And from, even though you're upstairs, from downstairs, you guys, oh no. There we go.
We're on the 8th floor.
Yep. You guys hear that downstairs as glass begins to fall into the alleyway.
Fuck.
So at this point, I am going to pull the radio off my hip. Because Dexter should have one on his hip, and there should be one sitting in the security room.
Yes, there is.
And I am going to cue it up and just be like, if anyone's awake, we just broke something. Don't worry. Does anyone respond?
Like, would there be
Eventually
a
you
live
hear-
radio?
Yeah, there would be. Eventually you hear Michael, like, click the radio and say, okay, maybe a little pre-warning next time.
Cue it up again. Sorry, Dex and I have a project we're working on.
Brown pants.
We'll be down in a bit.
Pants.
Okay.
So I am then going to take the ladder and bridge the gap. And I would like to see, is there anything in this room that we can secure this with?
Go ahead and the two of you make me spot listens as you look around for something to secure this with.
God damn.
I rolled a 100. The ladder falls.
I'm standing over top of rope. In fact, it's in my hand, and I'm looking for something to secure these with.
Dexter, as you're going about the apartment looking for something to secure this with, you go and you open up the cabinets below the kitchen sink, and you see a bit of cord in the back of the cabinet, but it's kind of hidden behind various kitchen appliances and like cleaning products and things like that. So you go and you begin to move things out of the way. And as you reach back there to go ahead and grab what looked like it might be a bit of rope, you feel something scratch against your hand and you pull back and you can see that there's a small trail of blood on the right corner of your hand. And there's a tiny piece of glass from possibly a broken bottle back there that's just nicked you. And when you finally get everything out of the way and you pull out what you were reaching for, you can see that it was actually like a braided piece of rope that's hanging off just a fancy cleaning product. And it's only about that big.
Okay, but I cut myself on it.
You cut yourself on a small piece of glass product in there that had like broken and was next to it that you couldn't see when you reached in.
Describe the glass to me. Is this covered in infected blood or what?
No, it just looks like a it's some general purpose cleaning solution for toilets that comes in a brown glass bottle, and you can see that clearly someone broke this and then put it back in there for some reason. Probably because they were just too lazy.
Is there anything under here that says antibacterial?
That will require me a search check.
Okay. I'm going to quickly look. I'll add 2 competence points to that.
Okay, you go ahead and add the 2 competency points. Yeah, you've got some 2 different types of antibacterial sprays that are meant for like counters and things like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it onto the wound immediately.
Okay, it
Like,
stings like a bitch, but you know.
Yep.
All right. But going through the apartment, neither one of you can find anything to really tie this down with.
All right. I know the couple from floor 2 had a bunch of climbing equipment. I'm sure they've got to have some rope in there we can use.
Sure. You guys make your way down to the second floor and go into their apartment, and it doesn't take long for you to go into the pantry that they have, which doesn't have any food or anything like that, and it just has various assorted climbing equipment, and they've got those ring boards up so that you can put in various different hooks and things like that, and it's got all sorts of equipment that's still in here, but they probably deemed wasn't necessary to take. And there's a bit of rope in there.
All right. So I would then go grab some of the rope and make our way back up to the 8th floor.
You make your way up, and you go ahead and tie it over onto the ladder. And what would you like to tie this to secure it in place?
So if I remember correctly, you said the balcony is a little bit above our window?
Yeah.
Okay.
The center of your window is maybe 8 inches lower than the start of the balcony.
Okay.
But you
so
can
what
see, yeah.
All right. So what I want to do then is I want to. I know it's going to be risky, but I want to make my way across the ladder over to the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And tie it off to the railing of the balcony, not our side. So essentially, it's just resting on our side.
Okay.
So if we have to get away, we can pull it up and.
Wonderful. Make me a balance check.
All right, this is gonna end really fucking
Balance?
badly.
climb?
For this balance.
Okay.
Oh, I'm spending 2.
So, Dexter, you have almost a form of U2 PTSD for a moment as you watch Cabby get up onto the ladder, and he begins going across it, and he gets midway through, and you can hear the ladder rattling, and he's shifting uncomfortably, but eventually he makes it across, and he begins to you're going to tie it onto the balcony itself, so that way it's more stable on that side. So go ahead.
Yep.
And let's see. Do I want you to make a roll for this, or do I just want to give this to you? How about we're going to give this to you as you manage to quickly go ahead and tie this off. No problem. And the ladder is a little bit more stable now. Doesn't wiggle as much on the balcony side of things.
All right. So at this point, I am looking into the window into the balcony.
There are white curtains that are drawn through the double doors of the balcony, so you're gonna have to either break a window and move the curtains away or open those doors.
All right. I am going to stand at the left door. I am going to signal for Dexter to aim at the door. And I am going to knock on the right door so that I'm out of the way of the one I'm knocking on.
Okay. Do it.
Didn't we cleared out the apartments?
This is the building.
This is the building across from
alley.
you.
Oh, I see. I got it.
They're inviting death into our home. Don't worry, it'll
Yes,
work out.
yes, we are.
key.
So you go ahead and you knock on the door.
And then I mean, I'm gonna stick my ear like right up to the side
Spot
of the
listen.
door.
Would
I'll
you like to
spend
spend
another
more?
2.
Okay, fantastic. That brings you to 1 success. You can hear telenovela is playing on a small TV in the room.
All right, I don't hear anything underneath that.
Not immediately, no.
What did you say was playing in the room?
Telenovela.
All right, so I am going to, again, staying behind the left door, I'm going to reach across, turn the handle, and kind of swing the door open, and immediately shoulder the shotgun.
It's locked.
Great. I am going to gesture across to Dexter and kind of like make a smashing gesture and kind of shrug my shoulders.
Okay.
Dexter is going to look back at him with very wide eyes, slowly shaking his head no.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to make my way back across this ladder.
Okay. So you make your way back.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and you are going to make me another balance check with a modifiers of 2. We'll see how that works out.
Not fucking great.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm dead.
Aaron's
Swan dive.
look at his face, dude. Look at his face.
We've officially had the first death in the campaign. So, can I make some kind of reaction here to, like, grab his wrist as he plummets to his death?
Give me uh ooh,
I foresaw this via YouTube. You heard me.
Of course
you did. So you were ready. You were absolutely ready. As you quickly drop the AK down to the ground and begin running over to try and grab him as quickly as you can. And we're gonna have you make me a
Lift pull.
well. We're gonna have Cabby make a grapple check.
Hope
Wow.
it's not lift.
Oh, it's gonna be. While
That a
you
hold
make a
check?
lift pull. No. You're gonna make a grapple because you need to grab onto him.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Spend 3
Would you?
competency
Okay,
points.
you spend 3 competency points. You, my friend, are at 3 successes.
So here's my question for you, Aaron. What is the benefit to doing competencies before as opposed to after? Ever?
Well, I need to double check this, but I am pretty darn sure that if you decide to just spend competency points beforehand, you can not have to make the roll.
That makes sense. That's much better than plummeting to your death.
Yeah, I would be spending the competency points off the bat. I don't want to fucking roll that.
Fantastic. Make sure to keep a tight track of your competency point, as they are
I
a
am.
limited resource. But we watch as
It's less limited than my life.
Cabby begins to slip and he starts to fall, but he makes sure that he's going to fall in a way so that his arms are going to have the chance to grab onto something. Your left arm goes for the ladder in panic, and you watch as the arms of Dexter shoot out of the window very quickly to come and grab you. And with as much reflexive training as you can get, you put your right arm out and barely grab onto his hand.
Dexter grunts attempting to pull him up, Dexter raises both eyebrows and says, "You are not long for this world, are you?"
The
Nope.
two of you begin to hear this.
Time to climb! Time to climb! Time to climb!
So, as you are pulling him through the window, and Cabby, you're doing your best. Cabby, go ahead and make me a climb check to see if you can make this any faster.
Oh,
Sorry,
sweet
this might
Jesus.
be a little too loud, so let me turn that down a little bit. You hear from the sewer main, or the sewer manhole that's in the alleyway, a familiar sound.
I am going to be looking down and immediately going, fuck.
Okay.
Get the fuck out
Eventually, the two of you scramble, finally finishing pulling him through the window, and you kind of land on top of each other in the apartment as there's a clang of the ladder as all the weight is getting off of it. Yeah,
Can we retcon one thing? I'm
Sure.
going to let fall on his face in the apartment because
absolutely.
I want to see what comes out of that fucking manhole.
So instead, what we see is you finally manage to get him through the window most of the way, and then you hook your left arm around and grab him by the back of his pants and belt, let go with your right hand, and just push him out of the way into the room as you poke your head out the window and start to look down into the alleyway.
I am going to be scrambling to my feet so that my head is right next to his.
Oh my goodness.
And it goes quiet in the alleyway for a moment.
That scene, for some reason, just reminds me of two of the kids in fucking Goonies, looking, like these two children trying to see what they just heard.
As you are looking out the window, Dexter, you start to see this steam coming from out of the manhole. And you could just hear this on the other side from 8 floors up.
Dexter's going to turn to the apartment and he's going to grab literally anything that he can get out this window to drop down next to the manhole.
Okay. You begin desperately
God.
looking around the apartment. You've got bed sheets.
No. I'm wanting something that's going to clang when it hits.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to coax.
Grab that glass
Plenty
jar
of
that cut you.
Plenty of objects. You have everything that's underneath the kitchen sink. You've got a few pots and pans. You've got glass glass and porcelain dishes. You've got all sorts of stuff that you could make racket with.
We'll throw something down there that's just going to make enough noise for them to hear it on the other side. I just want this to see if I can get this thing just to come out so we can get a look at it. And if there's any way that my reaction time is good enough that I can get my AK aimed down that way at the same time as we throw something down there,
okay,
I do that.
I am going to cue up the radio while he's searching for something and be like, all of you shut the fuck up. Don't make a sound.
Is this like a YOLO moment or something? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
So my question is, since this is acoustically strong enough, decibel-wise, to be heard through the sewers up 8 stories, would it be strong enough to penetrate into what I think is the 3rd or 2nd floor security room to like maybe wake us up?
It's a first floor security room, and I would say yeah. You guys can hear that faint breathing sound for as long as it lasted, like as if it's coming from the hallways itself.
Okay, so non-meta, my character's gonna wake up, gotta literally put in for now. She's gonna wake up screaming and just freaking out, like, get off me, rolling around like
So Rachel's gonna like wake up as well and kind of be disoriented at first, but she's gonna be quicker, or it's gonna be a faster reaction time for her to like come to her senses. And she's gonna hear Kira screaming, so she's gonna go over and try to like like keep her quiet because she heard something too, and she doesn't want anything going on. So she's gonna try to calm her.
Okay, as soon as I see you, I get my senses together and I go, sorry.
No,
I'm
no, no, no.
ticklish.
Shh, 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 shh.
So, very faintly, and this is for both the 1st and 8th floor party members, you can hear as it goes quiet in the manhole, there is the light echoing sound of footsteps, and just very faintly you can hear, sun is shining in the sky, there ain't a cloud inside, it stopped raining, everybody's in the play, and don't you know, as Mr. Blue Sky can be heard coming from the sewer.
Even in the
You can
room with us.
faintly hear it in the room with you guys.
Echoing up through the toilets.
So what? How heavy of an object do you drop down there?
I want it to be a decently heavy object so that we can try to mimic the sound of a person hitting the ground.
Hmm.
We're not throwing me, right?
Like,
I think it's
So-
funny that you thought it was you, Cabby.
I know
Cabby,
this sound
you have a
weird
stunt
saying,
double.
Okay, after my bullshit and shenaniganry the last hour,
Hmm.
So you go ahead and
a chair if I can find one. or
yeah,
something.
you go ahead and you chuck a chair out there, and you watch as it tumbles and it finally hits the ground, and it makes that clattering noise as it splinters as it hits the ground, and just becomes a large shamble of wood down below. What Cabby would have become if he hadn't have been caught earlier. And you just see the lid of the manhole poke up like an inch.
we're on the 8th floor.
Mhm.
I am going to quickly gesture for Dexter to come give me a hand. There's a body still out in the hallway, isn't there?
You
Dude
have
with his back torn open.
Yeah, you have the guy with his back torn open, and you have the dead security officer. But the guy with his back torn open is closer.
Okay. I am going to be like, give me a hand now, quick.
I'm gonna in like a grunted tone, I'm gonna run over and help him with the body, but I'm gonna do like I can't hold on, and then we're gonna chuck that fucking body out the window.
Okay.
And
Um,
while the body's going, I'm just gonna yell out the window, no.
okay, go ahead and both of you make me a lift pull. See how quickly you can get that body into the room and then out the window.
I'll take it.
Okay. And then one from
Jesus.
also.
And Dexter throws out his back.
So,
Please. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, apparently this is our YOLO fucking episode where we really don't give a fuck about our lives.
the
That's
two
what
of
happens when
you,
you leave the men in charge.
the two of you grab the body, and you come up with this elaborate plan of how you're gonna chuck him out the window, and you're gonna do these voice lines. Cabby's gonna say, "Oh no," and all that fun stuff. And you guys get the body about halfway down the hall to the room, and both of you start getting really tired. And Dexter, you do feel like you pull something, as you are going to take a single red die worth of damage. So I'm going to use this sheet to roll that. No, that's not what I was looking for. How do I?
Oh God.
It's fine. I can just roll a.
Dexter
Shall we?
actually does grunt, but instead of saying,
So you just take a point of damage towards your damage threshold, and your damage threshold soaks that.
okay. So instead of saying, I can't hold on, Dexter's going to say, you fat fuck. What have you been eating? And then he's going to proceed to roll over onto his back, moaning and holding it.
Um,
I'm still working on hauling this thing towards the.
it takes
Fucking
you
window.
longer than the two of you expect, but you finally get it over there. You get it up into position to chuck out the window, and you can notice that the lid of the manhole is now closed again, fully.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
We still drop it on there.
Okay.
God.
You fling
Makes
it
a
out the
thud
window.
Squish sound as it hits.
It hits, and there's this chunky thud as it hits, and you watch as his skull's just split open the moment the body hits the ground, and the manhole cover lifts up a good 3 inches this time, and you can faintly see a couple fingers of a hand on the edge rim.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look at it trying to blow his fingers off.
And they are clawed fingers.
Oh,
Great.
I mean, I don't know why this makes a difference to you guys. You guys have been like.
The manhole cover then shifts off the top, and you can see a familiar form of torn up, infected-looking individual with 6-inch black claws make his way out of the sewer manhole and grabs the body by its feet, and by himself, just one arm chucks it towards the hole of the manhole, and there's a nice loud splat and a crack as it oddly stops itself from going down the manhole, and he just walks over and uses his boot to keep shoving it into the manhole before finally he looks up, and I'd like both of you to make me a stealth check.
Oh, this is gonna be a bad day.
You better start using.
Oh yeah, we're using 3.
Okay. Dexter, it can't be this bad. Come on, you have to make a good roll.
I mean, he can be.
Oh!
He is.
what was that sound?
Thank you,
That
Aaron.
That was
This is your
terrible.
fault.
This is
That was
my
terrible.
fault. You're the one that
No,
climbed
I
on
said
the
that.
fucking ladder.
No. I said thank you, Aaron. This is your fault for saying you can't roll this bad.
Oh, yeah, correct.
Always blame God. It's a human thing to do, huh? Blame the guy.
By the way, I'm the guy that rolls well. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that crits all the time. FYI.
You're nerless
Well,
this game. Sorry.
Not now. Not right now.
And by the way, I
Would you
did
like to
mention-
spend 3 competency point, bring that down to 1 failure?
Yes.
The 1 failure. Dexter, as you pull yourself away, and Cabby, as you do as well. Cabby, you think you did it fast enough. Dexter, you know he probably saw a glimpse of your head for a second.
Okay, so if he knows that we're here,
This doesn't hurt you, but you hear that sound, and then the glass on the window next to you starts breaking, and you can see bullet holes going into the ceiling.
They can use guns?
It might not be them. There's a building full of 30 survivors just down the way.
so Aaron, the second that the gunfire stops, I'm gonna peek over with the AK, and I'm gonna return fire.
Okay. Go ahead and make me
God.
a long guns or
Oh,
long gun.
God.
Sorry.
So how do I do it?
And yep. So go into your character sheet, and then under your train skills, it's going to be long gun. If you have a, go ahead and add your training value of long gun in there if you have one. And modifiers 1.
How do I add training value?
It'll pop up with a thing, a little window, and it's going to ask you for gear or kit. And when you go to that, it should have long gun in there.
Yep, I got that. Okay.
And then modifier 1, submit. Hey!
I'm going to add 3 competency points to this.
Okay.
I want to do maximum damage to whoever just shot at us.
Fantastic. So, let me double check here for something. I believe you do 2 red damage die automatically for an AK being deadly, and for its cartridge size. And then if you go ahead and spin the other 4 successes, that adds on 4 other damage dice. So you are looking to roll me a grand total of 6 damage dice. And that is 6 red dice in total.
Okay, so how do I roll those, Aaron?
What I want you to do is go to your character sheet, and you're going to see a place where it says dice pool, and where it has the red dice, just go ahead and click on that arrow, hit 6, then dice pool, and it should roll like that.
Okay, do I do D6 or D5?
You're going to be doing D5. Always do the D5, unless I specifically call for the D6.
Okay, what do I do to actually roll? Because I selected 6 in the drop-down box.
There, it says, where it says dice pool, you click on the words dice pool.
Got it.
It didn't work for you that time. It didn't work for me the first time either. So clear your thing out to 0 again, and then click on D6, then D5, and roll it again. Yeah, there we go. All right, so 6 and then 3. So you did a total of 18 damage. It's going to break his damage threshold. Let's see here, and that's going to do 3 boxes of health damage on him. Okay. So you hear a very familiar sound screech out as the one with claws, and you can see down there, it's not the one with claws that fired at you. It's another one from inside the manhole that you just fired back at. But the one with claws quickly drops down into it and grabs the manhole and shifts it closed, and you can hear the sound of very loud footsteps running.
Okay, I'm going to lean out at that point and see if I can get a second shot at who's ever running.
They dropped into the manhole and started running. So they are not sticking around where you can shoot them.
Okay, so Dexter's going to grab Cabby. He's going to pull him into the apartment away from the window, and he's going to say, let's go downstairs and check the basement. We've got to make sure that there's no entry from the sewers to the basement.
I'm just going to nod my head, and we are going to book it downstairs.
Yeah, we're going to full sprint run down the stairs and into the basement.
Watch as the two of you begin to sprint downstairs, and it's at this, you guys downstairs on the first floor, you've heard the gunshots at this point. You're not sure what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm getting up, and I'm checking the monitors and stuff like that to see if I can see anything. Do I see anything?
The most you would catch is there is a blood splatter outside the side alleyway door where the camera is. That's all it would be able to see, is just there's a blood splatter on the ground in front of that camera.
Okay.
And there's little chunks of meat in that blood splatter.
Ugh.
I got him good.
So
I think it's from the body we dropped.
But maybe.
she's gonna look at everybody and just be like, just be quiet. Let's hold still. Let's see what's happening. I don't hear anything coming towards us. But grab something to be ready if something comes through the door.
And as we're going
So-
down the stairwell,
Ding, ding,
So
ding,
can
ding,
can
ding.
we see the area where the gate lifts up and down from the cameras?
Yeah, you can from the cameras, absolutely.
So unless I misheard, I don't recall them stating that they closed that when they came back inside. So am I able to see like a 2-foot gap, or did they close it when they came back in?
no. That was misunderstood. We went out, and it was specifically stated that he closed and locked the door after he went out. Because I made mention that we were going to use the key to get back in. So after we came back in, we would have relocked it on the way back in.
The the gate that goes up and down in the front.
Yes.
Okay.
All
Okay.
the front doors should be shut and locked right now.
Okay.
So I'm grabbing my shoddy, and I go near my shoddy, and just standing near Rachel, just nervous but quiet, nodding on the ready.
Okay. You can see the other two. They've got their pistol, and they've got one other from the small gun safe that was in the room, and they're just pointing them at the door at this point. And you watch as on the camera of excuse me, on the camera of the exterior front,
Mhm.
a bit of snow starts to shift off on the right side, and you watch as a manhole kind of lifts up a little bit and then closes.
Again?
This is in the front of the building. And everybody in the security room would see that as you're hearing the thump, thump, thump of the two of them running down the stairs.
Okay,
And
so
that
I'm
is
going
where we are
to.
going to take our break, and we will be right back with more Here We Are Year Zero. See you soon,
God.
folks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Here We Are, Year Zero. So, coming back into things. All of you in the security room can see the manhole cover in the center of the street outside the front doors is lifted slightly. Enough so that the metal lid of it is visible over the snow that is piled up in the road. And you can hear the sound of both Cabby and Dexter making their way down the stairs, quickly trying to get to the basement.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the radio and I'm gonna radio to them and I'm gonna whisper, stop, whatever you're doing, just stop. There's one outside and is it in the manhole? Something's coming out of the manhole.
Running down the stairs. Running down the stairs, I'm just, I got shotgun under one arm and radio in the other hand. Be like, yes, we know. We are well aware.
Stop, they're gonna see you, stop.
And at this point, I'm just going to shoot a look at Dexter on the, they're going to see you. They already did.
Face palming.
Wait, did he say they already did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. You watch as...
That's us assuming, based on what you said earlier, Aaron, that we thought that they caught a glimpse of my fat head going back.
Well, I kind of think the fact that you shot at them kind of gave that away.
They shot first, let's be clear.
Because they saw us.
Okay, we're not having a Han Solo discussion here. No, I don't care who shot first. They shot in our general direction. We shot back. We all kind of know where everyone's going.
We didn't shoot back. They shot at us. We shot them.
Okay, fine. You shot them. Happy?
Well,
Regardless, running down the stairs, I'm grouping the radio going, they already saw us.
There's a competency-related point that I'm making there. That there's a big difference between shooting back and giving away your position and putting several rounds into their ass.
It's true.
And you watch the manhole close again.
Okay, it's gone.
Ms. Rachel, are there Ninja Turtles in this neighborhood?
No Ninja Turtles. I don't know what that was. Apparently, the things have seen us. The shooting was related. They're coming down, and we'll figure out what is happening. What the fuck? I go to sleep for an hour. Aaron, has it been an hour? 2 hours?
It's been roughly 2 hours total.
I go to sleep for 2 hours. What the fuck is happening?
So, Aaron, as we burst out of the door from the
stairwell, yeah.
From the stairwell door, Dexter will jerk his fist back by his side and be like, "Fuck yes! Did you see that? I put at least 3 rounds into that motherfucker."
Just kind of got one eyebrow up, like, cool. I don't think it did anything more than piss it off.
Attrition is the key.
And yeah, I'm gonna start sprinting towards the door for the basement.
Okay. So you go ahead and you make your way to the basement, and you've already been in the washroom before. You know there's not a sewer access in there, so you want to try and look through the boiler room?
Yeah, making our way down the steps into the basement, I am going to quickly shoot a look over to the corpse we have tied up. It's still a corpse, right?
It is still a corpse.
Okay. I'm pretty comfortable with that at this point. Yeah, gonna make our way over to the boiler room, and good 10 feet away from the door, just bring up my shotgun aiming it at it.
There's a central draining pipe in here, not large enough for a human to fit through.
What about a small human?
No, this would be like a rat.
But it would be big enough for a rat to get down into the sewer, right?
Yeah, if somebody removed the like metal grate, then a rat would be able to get down into the sewer. Yeah.
Dexter looks at the circumference of the access point, and he looks back at Cabby and says, I wonder if they have any grenades up there.
Grenades?
Or we could mix some chemicals and just gas the fucking sewers around it so they can't come back that way. What chemicals? You can mix chemicals to make like fucking mustard gas and shit, right?
You said there was toilet bowl cleaner up there, right?
Yeah.
Toilet bowl cleaner and some aluminum foil. There's not a whole lot that can breathe that shit.
Hey, it's worth a try.
Okay.
Even if you can just make it uncomfortable for them.
Why? Guys! Guys!
What?
What's the plan? Hello, they know we're here.
Yeah, like we're.
This is Michael yelling downstairs at this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now that we've confirmed that there's no actual accessibility from... Wait a minute, you made it very specific to say that no human could get through this hole.
Correct.
Hopefully these things can't like Play-Doh through and then reform on the other side or some weird shit. Okay, so we're gonna head back upstairs, having confirmed that something of reasonable humanoid size can't get through, and we'll go back upstairs and I'll just say I don't know yet. Obviously, it was known that we're gonna have to defend our position at some point. So at least we.
What? So first, stop. What has happened? I just woke up to a monster screaming, like the first one we heard. What is happening?
Cabby laid a ladder across the alleyway to the next building to see if we could make a way to get across as a second escape route. He almost fell. I saved him, pulled him back up. They started shooting at us. I leaned over. I actually shot that big motherfucker with the claws in the hands.
Mm.
And he's not happy right now. We'll just put it that way.
Wait, sorry. You confirmed that there are super people with claws? Monsters?
We saw something with claws, and I shot the something with claws. That's all we've seen.
But so what? We have a now escape route upstairs or something? Like, is that a good?
I mean, there's a chance that people could get across. There's also a chance that you can fall off the fucking ladder and die.
So we have exposed our positioning for a not safe second escape route.
Yes.
To be fair, we did learn something important.
What did we learn?
We are not going out in the street. And I'm just going to kind of tap on the monitor, pointing at the manhole cover. They are having
Going to come into our building.
They're going to have to come in through the main gate. The other doors are magnetically sealed, so unless power gets shut off to this building, we're good. Or no, not magnetically.
They're not magnetically, yeah.
They're lock and key sealed. So the doors are metal, though we confirm that. So
But wait. If we confirmed, I mean, I want to use this word confirmed here, right? That there's like super monsters, because like before you're saying the kid in the costume, and then now it sounds kind of real. Can those claws break the gate?
We
have concerns.
Can you not focus on the monster thing right now? It could still be guys in suits. We don't know. All I'm saying is that they shot at us. We shot back at them. I hit the guy. I saw blood come off of him. So if he ain't dead, he ain't fucking happy.
I'm thinking the evac is sounding more and more like what we should do.
You're not hearing us. They can't get in through the basement. They would have to siege the building from the first floor. We have guns to defend ourselves. We have metal doors. We have a gate out front. If we go outside, we're completely exposed. All they got to do is come up through the manhole covers to chase us down.
There's only 7 of us. How many of they had more than 7 in that group that came in with that Mr. Bright Eyes or whatever the fuck he was singing? Like, is that what is that? What is that noise? What is that noise?
What noise?
I'll just listen. So Dexter is like trying to hush her to listen to the sound.
Spot listen.
Kira, restart your roll 20 after your
It's
spot.
really
listen.
quiet.
I hear it fine.
Me too.
Is restarting right now?
After your spot listen. Where's my fucking spot listen? There it is.
Jesus.
I'm
I'm spending 3 competency points.
Okay. So you go ahead and just spend those 3 to break that to 4. You are hearing something coming from downstairs. It sounds like a thumping.
Something's coming from downstairs, like thumping.
Okay. Dexter will head back down to the basement again.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
no,
Why
no.
would you?
Whoops. Forgot to clear the dice pool. My bad. Okay. And then I need to make one for her. Okay. All right.
I mean, before Dexter leaves, she goes, "You can't leave by yourself." Like what? What? Like-
Find out what the fuck it is.
Well,
They accomplish getting in if that's what they're trying to accomplish.
okay.
So Dexter will kind of pull away and run back downstairs again, trying to make as little noise as he can as he actually goes down the stairs, not like clod hopping down this time.
Okay. Stealth check.
The basement camera's back on by now, right?
Okay. So you're quiet enough as you begin to make your way down the stairs. And you go ahead and, I'm assuming, open up the door to the boiler room.
So I'm going muzzle first.
You can hear from that drainage pipe. Oops. There we go. Sound
What
of
was
something
that?
being shoveled.
Oh, shoveled.
Okay, I'm going to pull my radio underneath my like cover it with my jacket or whatever I got, my shirt, whatever I got, and I'm gonna whisper as I key the mic, and I'm gonna say, ask Cabby to bring down the chemicals. Tell him he's got to hurry. And I'm just very, very quietly gonna whisper it, and then I'm gonna turn the volume on the beeper or whatever that makes noise. I'm gonna turn that off.
All right, so I am going to run into the security room real quick, grab a bottle of alcohol and the lighter out of my med bag.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go to one of the first floor apartments, go underneath the bathroom sink and find some toilet bowl cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And
Easily
then
find
I
some.
am- And
It's
then
about
I'm
half a
gonna
jug.
rifle through some of the kitchen drawers and see if I can find some aluminum foil.
You start going through the kitchen counters, and then you quickly spot there's some aluminum foil that is like sitting out on top of the refrigerator.
All right, gonna grab that. Tucking those in.
So, really quick, before you leave the security room, I would like to ask your character. I can see you're in a rush, but in case something happens to you, could you leave the car keys?
I don't even pay attention to this as I run by.
Facepalm.
So still in the boiler room, Dexter, you can hear a voice faintly say, "All right, big guy, get in there," and you can hear.
Is this coming from a wall or?
This is coming from the drainage pipe in the boiler room. You can hear these sounds. You know that the drainage pipe that I mentioned earlier that a rat could fit through. You can hear these sounds carrying up through the pipe from presumably the sewers.
Okay.
Can we hear it in the security
No,
room?
only him. Only Dexter. And only Dexter is hearing this.
Okay. So I can hear it coming from the drainage pipe, but I can't get a sense of where around me it is.
Spot listen.
Can I use 2 competency points to get an automatic 2
Sure,
success?
absolutely. So you use those for 2 automatic successes. And you can tell that the voice and the footsteps that you hear starting to come closer and closer to that drainage pipe are coming from roughly directly below you within the sewers. Coming from the street direction. So if you were to go back up the stairs towards the first floor of the main lobby, that's the direction these noises are coming from.
Okay, I'm going to slowly walk backwards away from the drainage pipe about 5 feet, and I'm going to switch out my magazine so that I've got a full magazine again. The other one is to be held in my left hand, and I'm going to ready myself with my weapon just in case this thing tries to come through the floor.
Okay. While that's going on, Cabby, you've got everything with you, and you said you were heading down there as well.
Yep.
So you get down there at this point, and you could the 2 of you can faintly hear footsteps getting closer and closer to that manhole, or not that manhole, but that drain pipe.
All right. I'm going to take a rag and stuff it into the alcohol bottle.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tip it up just to get the rag a little wet, essentially making a Molotov. And then I am going to wad up a bunch of aluminum foil. Basically, I'm going to pull the cardboard tube out of the aluminum foil and get it just to the size where I can basically stuff it down inside of the jug of toilet bowl cleaner.
Okay.
But I'm not going to put it in there yet.
Okay. You hear the footsteps stop right below the drain pipe. And the 2 of you can hear sort of faintly. All right. You're in place. What did I call you? Ted? Yeah. You too, big guy. We'll burn both the piggies.
So Dexter starts frantically pointing at the drain pipe, mouthing the word "now."
And I'm just going to be sitting there kind of looking confused and just lean over and whisper, "This only works if they're in there to breathe it."
Okay, so Dexter at this point will just nod kind of frantically at Cabby again, and he'll take one more step back and pull his AK up to eye level so he is firmly aimed at the ground. Around that area,
Mhm.
ready to go, safety off.
Quick question. So, just to understand the meta of what our character would know, are the cameras in the basement working again, or are they still off?
There's only one camera in the basement, and it's currently off.
Would it be too hard for us to figure out how to turn that on? Because it sounds like it's important.
No,
stuff
you
that we
just
need to do.
flip on a monitor.
Okay. So what can we see from that camera angle? Just so
From
I
that camera angle, you can see the washing machines, the drying machines, the table in that room, and then the door that leads to the little hallway that is separate from the other door where the boiler room is. And you
Okay,
see a
this
dead
thing
body
says-
on top of, I believe you put him on top of the washing machines, not the dryers.
Yeah, we tied him up to one of the sides of
So
him.
you see his tied up dead body with black goo spread over it on top of the wash machines.
Okay, but we don't see them because they're in the boiler
No.
room, right?
Correct.
All right, cool. So that's concerning visuals, and I want to quickly turn over to Rachel and ask, do you have backup keys or know how to hotwire in case something happens to him?
I did not arrive in the EMS, so I don't think I have keys. Do I,
Mm-mm.
Aaron? No.
You don't even have keys for the van. Those were that was on one of the other nurses, a male nurse who you saw getting or who Cabby would have probably mentioned to you got in the elevator.
So I look back at Kira and I'm like, I shake my head and I don't speak. And I also whisper her to kind of keep her voice down. And I look at everybody else and I'm like, get a bag, stuff it full of whatever you can carry and get ready. I don't know what's happening. It doesn't sound good. Just pack up. Pack up what you can carry and only what we need. Food, medicine, that above anything else.
Cabby and Dexter, you can both smell gas at this point.
Okie dokie then. Like gasoline or
Gasoline.
natural gas?
Not natural gas, gasoline.
Okay. At this point, I am going to grab the makeshift Molotov and the bottle of chemicals
Mhm.
and kind of nudge Dexter as we start booking it back upstairs.
You're not going to drop it so that it gases up the area down below?
No, because all it's gonna do from here is gas up above.
You can hear the sound of a fire igniting down in the sewer. And smoke slowly begins to come through that pipe.
Okay, I guess we're making our way back upstairs.
Okay.
All right, so having the keys as we go up through the door, Dexter's going to pull the door to and lock the door.
Go ahead and lock the door. And Michael's kind of stood there and he's like, what's happening?
They're coming up through the basement, or trying to.
I think they're trying to smoke us out.
They're trying to smoke, or wait, are they? Okay. Can we do something about that?
Gasoline.
What do you recommend that we do exactly?
Well, water doesn't work against gas. We don't exactly. Oh, well, fire. That's not enough CO2 to put out a gas fire. All right, let's get everything. Let's make our way to the ambulance. Is the most armored vehicle.
They're trying to get us out of the building.
I don't trying to get us out. I think they're trying to bomb us.
You
Like-
can't. Gasoline doesn't explode; it burns.
You're hearing the fire alarm going off in the boiler room.
we're gonna shut it off remotely from the, so it doesn't make too much noise. And
Okay.
draw it.
You guys quickly rush over to the security office, and you look on a small panel that's there, and you can see that a little red light is lighting up in the boiler room. And there's another panel below that where you can turn off the alarm, and you go ahead and turn it off.
Right, so Dexter will turn around and say, "Look, I'm not going to be the dictator here. Vote now. Who's staying? Who's leaving? Majority rules."
Quick question. I'm not an engineer, but boiler room something pressure. Can that fire, heat, expansion, pressure? Is there anything to worry about there?
Several things when it comes to smoke, but I don't know about a boiler.
Not
And-
unless they can get fire into that room.
Things to worry about. All right. I think
Vote now.
But while he's saying this, I am going to grab something to cover my face with,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna look the rest of them. I'm like, I've got something to try. It might buy us a little bit of time, and I am going to duck down into the basement once again.
Okay. As you duck down into the basement, you can see smoke is beginning to slowly pour out of underneath the doorway.
Yep. I am going to make my way into the boiler room.
Mm-hmm. You open it up, and it's just a wave of smoke that starts coming towards you.
Yep.
And it smells. It not only has like the normal noxious fumes of a gasoline fire smoke, but it also smells like burning flesh.
Okay. So I am going to take the 2 bottles of chemicals,
Mhm.
the alcohol and the toilet bowl cleaner. I am going to go over to the drain pipe, pull the cover off.
Okay.
I am then going to stuff the balls of aluminum foil into the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
I am
And
then-
you can see that the smoke is coming through a little bit slowed down, but it's still getting past the aluminum foil.
Right.
coming up
I'm
the
not
pipe.
trying to jam the pipe. I'm trying to get them through the pipe.
Right. This is just a side effect of you doing
Right.
this.
Okay. I am then going to pour the alcohol down through, trying to flare up the fire underneath us.
Mm-hmm. And you do hear the as it
Dexter's
rises.
going to look over at the medical professional and say, "What happens if we inhale their burning bodies?"
Your guess is as good as mine.
Not you. I'm downstairs with Kevy.
Oh.
Not really paying attention at this point. I am going to just overturn the jug of toilet bowl cleaner,
Mm-hmm.
set it up so that it's just sitting on top of the drain, and then I am going to book it out, dragging Dexter along with me.
Okay.
Because that reaction between the toilet bowl cleaner and the aluminum foil is going to become extremely hot, going to start boiling, and the fumes are going to become essentially
extremely
explosive.
toxic. Yeah.
Toxic and explosive.
Yep. So, two of you make your way out of the room.
Dexter's going to slam the door shut and relock it again after we leave.
Okay. It's a little bit slower, but there is still smoke that is coming out from underneath the doorwell. It's not the biggest of booms, but there is a light explosion that you can hear from inside the room very quickly. Okay, let me see here.
Do we hear anything else immediately following the boom? Any like spring? Any oh shits? Any?
Nope.
Okay.
Just at this point, it's just an undertone of fiery roar, and that's about it. And I don't know what color the smoke would turn, but I'm just gonna assume that's gonna get darker. So I will say you start seeing much darker smoke beginning to pour through that doorway now, and it's beginning to go faster and faster, and it's starting to fill the small hallway that leads up the stairs.
Mr. Dexter, I have a question.
We're technically still downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were in the security with me. Okay, so
In the security room, guys, let's convince Cabby, the guy with keys. We get in the ambulance with as much as we can carry, and we go.
I agree, except for one detail. They could also be trying to. I acknowledge there's a chance they could just be trying to bait us out. So I was thinking, what if we fight fire with fire and maybe try to get a high vantage point where one or two people position themselves to chuck Molotovs at the strategically located manholes near the vehicle, and then pick up a rendezvous point to pick up the last person in the building at a different exit point to throw off the.
How are we doing this? How are we doing all of that? I mean, I can see us making a dash for the ambulance and then, chucking, something at the manhole to catch that on fire. I don't know how long that's going to last in snow, but
feasibly, the manhole cover, because of the steam coming out of them, should not be covered.
There isn't steam coming out of the manhole cover in the center of the of the roadway. There was steam coming out of the one that was in the alleyway.
Okay.
No, I mean kind of like suppression fire, basically. That if anything tries to lift, someone chucks. We can even just do it on the ground level. I just think if we rush for the vehicle.
Okay, that I can agree with, but I don't see us, some of us staying on the second floor while we chuck whatever at the manhole, and then somehow magically get outside.
Yes, you're right. So, okay, adults are alcoholics. We should just find some alcohol bottles, rags, 3 minutes, rendezvous, leave.
As Dexter and Cabby come out and we hear the conversation going on, Dexter's going to turn back around and aim his AK back down the stairs.
Okay.
And he's going to look back at the girl and say, "You're like 13. Who are you?"
I'm 19. What?
And Silver's kind of she kind of finally stands and makes herself known, and she goes, What does it matter? We are having an issue here. They know where we are. They're trying to do whatever. Shouldn't we grab as much as we can and get out of the area that is in danger?
Okay. All right. So,
Place is in danger.
With everyone kind of arguing back and forth at this point, I'm just gonna, kind of speak up. I'll be like, "Hey!"
Chip crunch.
We don't have a lot of options. They're trying to smoke us out. And I'm going to point towards Mark and be like, you don't have a half bad idea, and point over towards the girl. Yours isn't bad either. How about we do it? So I'm going to kind of pull everyone over by Dexter. So my plan here is get Dexter up on the second floor at a window overlooking the street, right? Going to have a couple of people from the front door chuck Molotovs out towards the manhole covers. I will book it for the ambulance, swing around the block, pick you guys up at the back door. All of you just scoot as soon as you see me peel out.
Okay, so show of hands here. Which of you think that you can throw a full bottle of liquor like 40 feet and hit a 3-foot target on the ground?
40 feet?
Look, I don't look.
20 feet. Have you all
We're,
thrown a baseball in your life?
I
Same
have.
time, so,
Anybody.
sorry. I'm just gonna dart out and say I'm gonna start making Molotovs. You guys figure out who tosses them. I'm just gonna head out the room and start collecting alcohol.
Apartment 211, both of them just raise their hands. We can do it.
But, yeah.
Okay,
I've
so
also-
the three of us, yeah, let's just actions. Sorry, Unicorn, go ahead.
I just want to look. I don't want to leave anybody behind. I want to get in the fucking ambulance. We'll take down whatever comes at us. It'll be close range. You should be able to get your shots off, no problem. You guys throw whatever fucking cocktails you want to throw at them. I don't think it's gonna do dick because I don't know what they're doing down there to cause fire or something like that. But when you open that door, it smelled like burning flesh. So whatever it is, I don't know if they're gonna be immune to fucking fire or afraid of fucking fire.
Nurse
So
Silver says,
we're
where are we
gonna-
going also?
I don't know where we're gonna go. I mean, I would say
How am I
you
going to
go.
go up the second floor if the stairwell is full of fucking smoke?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
no,
you're
no, no.
not-
I thought the basement stairwell was separate from the main stairwell.
No, it's one giant stairwell. There's just like a hallway.
Okay.
So when you get down to the first floor, there's a small hallway that goes to the left. In the middle of that hallway is the doors that lead into the first floor itself, and to the left of that doorway is the stairs that go down into the basement, where there's just like maybe about a 10-foot hallway, and on either side is the door to the washroom and the door to the boiler room.
Listen, right now, nobody's being left behind. We're all making a run for the goddamn thing, and we're all getting in the truck, and we're all going, and we're just gonna go, and we're gonna figure it out as we go. If we want to go to the harbor and go across the harbor that way on a boat or whatever, we do that. If we want to go to Central Park and see what's happening there, what time is it? GM?
4 a.m.
4 a.m. We're and take residence in one of the buildings there while we're waiting. Whatever we fucking do, we're not staying here, and nobody is staying here.
So
Anybody that stays here is gonna die.
Dexter just mumbles under his breath. Now I know why the other fucking place had a boss.
What other fucking place?
He mumbled it.
I mean,
Spoilers and question mark? I don't know.
So, and this is Silver's, what you're suggesting is we all just pile in the car and we start driving. We get away from the street and we either go to the harbor, we go to Central Park, or we go to one of the tunnels, maybe the bridge.
yeah, Silvers is the nurse. Megan Silvers.
So
I mean, the only bridge that's left is George Washington Bridge, according to ABC.
Okay, so I guess
in relation, go ahead.
At the time, I want to walk back in. DM, how many did I make or find? What to put for that search or whatever? Like, how do I?
Go ahead and make me a search check.
All right, see what I can pull out of my butt. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put 3-6. You know, I'll put it on the back end. I'm a gambling lady. Yeah, boys. So I'm gonna come in with okay. Hopefully I can do this narrative right. So I want to come in with liquid on me and wet. Some of it looks like it's Kool-Aid. Some of it looks like some of it's like a shampoo bottle that's plastic. I clearly didn't know what I was doing, but here I am with the results. Does that work? Oh, no. Give me more.
That will work if you will give me 3 points of risk.
Hell yeah, let's go. Double down. Fun time.
Fantastic.
No
Why?
fear.
We've been avoiding giving him risk at all cost.
By the way,
Yeah, he's got 6 at this point.
He's gotta have
Yeah.
fun too. I mean,
Dexter's going to turn around and
wait. Quick question though. I did put 3 points of competence. Is that still gonna be enough to have 3 points of risk for you?
3 points. Okay, so in that case,
Because of the narrative
in
thing.
that case, I'll take 1 risk in that case, and then
so in frustration and the urgency of the situation and stuff, Dexter's going to turn around and just throw out a reminder and say, "You all realize that there's a manhole on New York streets every fucking 100 feet, and those things we're suspecting can run 30 to 40 miles an hour. That means the fucking ambulance has got to be going 50 down a street with wrecked cars and debris everywhere. Can you drive the vehicle through that at 50 miles an hour without killing us?"
Well, hold on. As a player, we heard like the army truck go down our street and it with the ambulance in
And
it.
it was whipping.
And it was fine.
don't say as a player. Say that as your character.
Oh, well, okay. So, yeah, she'll look at him and be like, the army truck did just fine and it went by the ambulance.
You're absolutely right. An armored military vehicle that's designed to do that shit.
Yeah, and they probably opened up a hole.
Which means that our ambulance could, fit through it. Because I don't think an ambulance is as wide as a Humvee. Well, I haven't technically.
They're not.
Probably. There's
So
the wide
I'm just going to point to the smoke that's pouring out of the stairwell.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't have a
We need
lot
to
of
go.
options at this
We need to
point.
go.
I'm like, Dexter,
I'm gonna just start.
get to the second floor.
No,
You're
no,
the best shot.
no.
No,
He is
he's
not
not-
I am
being
going
left
to
here.
physically bring bags and taking them to the front gate. I am physically moving shit to the front. Just moving shit. Just doing that.
Stop.
Yeah,
No, there's nothing to move. We have everything in bags and everyone is carrying something. There's nothing to move. Everything has been packed on 3 NPCs and 4 players. We have our
then my character is just gonna say, "All right, guys, look. I don't give a fuck how old you are or what your expertise is. Nobody knows shit about what's happening. There's weird monsters. There's smoke. Let's just go. Nobody's an expert. Fuck the egos. Let's just go." She hit her snapping point.
Smoke begins to pour into the first floor hallway.
Let's go. Nobody's being left here. I'm not coming back to this place.
Windows on the second floor facing that direction on the street.
Facing directly into the street? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Dexter will run up there.
No,
Okay.
no.
No.
Dexter, no.
Oh, hang on. So the plan here is that we will boogie out the front door. Or I should say, I will boogie out the front door. You guys will all make your way to the back door. I will swing around the street, pick you up out the back door. The only reason Dexter's going to the second floor is so that he's got a clear shot of anything that comes out of that manhole after me. He will come down to the back door with you as soon as I'm in the vehicle.
How is that any benefit to us?
Works for me. All right, Mr. Dexter, can you radio if he dies along the way so we're not waiting for nothing? All right, I'm gonna get my stuff and head to the back.
All right, so
That's in character.
So at this point, I am
Because
going
it's a
to.
very negative reaction to that if it was said in character.
Absolutely was.
So Dexter doesn't say anything. He just turns and looks at the teenage girl for a minute, and then turns away.
Dude, she said it and turned her back and started moving. None of that's hitting her. She's on action mode right now. Fight or flight. No room for feelings.
Well, I don't. If hold on, as a player, if there's nothing for her to go to, we're simply sitting here waiting at the back. If we're going with this plan, and she seems gung ho about going with the plan, so she's not going anywhere. So I don't understand why you're saying like
Wait,
you wouldn't.
so isn't the security near the front or middle, or is it near the back?
The security door, the security office is on the right-hand side of the first floor, right behind the elevators and the concierge desk towards the front.
Yeah. So don't we have to travel to the back? Because every time they said move to the back, it sounded like distance needs to be covered to get to position.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't mean that in any kind of way. Just like me trying to understand the physical without the maps and pictures.
Yeah, you'd have to move to the door to get to the back from where you guys are. Yeah, but it wouldn't be a
Alright.
very long move. It'd be like grab things, shuffle that way. You're there.
So I'm gonna start running towards the front door, and I'm gonna turn around and look at the nurse and be like, "Don't forget my shit," pointing at the monitor, the med bag, the drug box, everything.
It's all been. It's all
Silvers
been
is
packed.
already starting to put the stuff on.
All right. So I'm gonna make my way towards the front door, and I am going to raise the gate up, and I'm just gonna open it all the way.
Okay.
I just want to make it known, Aaron, so that it's on record that Dexter had all of his ammo for the AK and the extra stuff for the shotgun in a backpack, and he's gonna grab that. He brought it down with him.
Okay.
The apartment. He's just gonna grab that and throw it over his shoulder, and run with it as he goes upstairs.
Okay.
Just the
All right.
Are you also throwing the extra pistol ammo from the security office in there?
I'll just scrape it off of the shelf directly into the bag.
Okay.
Make it
All
fit,
right.
then run upstairs.
So I'm gonna wait to hear glass break above me to know that Dexter's up there. And then I am going to make my way out into the street. I'm going to make sure I've got my keys in one of my inner pockets.
Okay.
And I am going to book it for the passenger side, which should still be unlocked.
All right. Fantastic. While the two of you are doing that, we watch as everybody in the security room starts getting everything. Essentially, they take the two carts that are next to the concierge desk, the trolleys, and they move them to next to the security door and start piling any extra bags that you guys have of food and things like that onto the carts to get ready to roll them out the back door and throw them into the back of the ambulance.
All right. So I'm going to book it out the front door. I'm keeping an eye on the manhole, which I'm assuming is directly between me and the ambulance.
No, it is not. It is so it's equidistant from the front door as the ambulance.
Okay.
But it's not between you.
Okay. All right. So I am going to be keeping an eye on that, and I am going to make my way across to my ambulance.
All right. Go ahead and make me a stealth check. And is Dexter going to break the upstairs window?
Yes.
Okay.
Dexter breaks
So
the
you.
window. He's going to use the butt of his gun, then immediately turn it around and get aimed up, scanning between the nearest manhole covers.
All right. And the moment that you guys hear broken glass, you can hear Cabby's footsteps as he makes his way out the front door. You got one success with your stealth check, and I'm going to make a roll for them.
Before they roll, can I use some competency points?
You may, yeah. Go right ahead.
All right. I'm going to use 3 to get myself up to 4 successes.
Okay. Up to 4 successes, you said. All right. So, in that case... did I already... I did, yeah. Okay, fantastic. In that case, make a roll for them. They're looking to beat 4 successes. And, the little pop-up. None. Multiplier 1. No! Wow!
Like a ninja, white shadow.
Okay. All right, you make your way out the front door as you make your path through the through the snow, and rush over to the passenger door. And Dex, you can see him rush out from upstairs. You quickly open up the door, and you're easily able to get inside.
All right, I am going to crawl over the center console. I am going to make sure that all of my lights, or all of my emergency lights and sirens, are off
Mm-hmm.
before even starting the vehicle, and then gonna turn the engine and book it around the corner.
That's what you hear as you turn the key.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
You try it one more time, and finally, oops, it starts up, and I'm assuming it's that loud in an ambulance when you're in there.
If it's a diesel, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So you start it up, and it's good to go.
All right, so I am going to swing it around the block to the back door. And as soon as I get around the block, I'm gonna key up the radio. I'm like, now.
They open up the doors, and Michael, Silvers, and Veronica all push the carts out as you come into the alleyway, or into the back, and you can't. Can you open up the doors from inside the ambulance while you're still in the driver's seat, or does somebody else have to do that?
You can unlock them.
Okay, so you unlock them, and you guys can hear the unlock as Silvers runs over, and she opens up one door and then swings open the other one, and they quickly start loading the supplies into the back of the ambulance. And go ahead and make me I think it's a lift pull for all of you guys. This is for Kira, and this is for Rachel. And the two of them are also going to make lift pulls.
I'm using 3 competency.
You're using competency. Okay.
All right. I would also like to do the same, but I was gonna say, am I able to also like keep watch or something, just to make sure that like we're getting flanked by something?
In that case, go ahead and make me a spot listen.
All right. With
Okay.
3 competence.
So Mike is going to
Right on
use 2 of his competency points,
Damn, I rolled a 1, son.
Nice.
and then she's going to use all 3 of her competency points, and then Silvers needs to make hers. She is survivor other. No, she's weak survivor other. Do. And she's making a lift pull. Okay, and she's going to use 3 of her competency points. Okay. All right, with a spot listen of 1. Wow. As you're looking around and try to see if anything's moving or anything like that, you watch as one of the manholes a block up comes off, and you can see a person's head poke out. And then they close the manhole.
Does the 3 extra competence help at all with that, or is it just the same results of detail?
Same result of detail, unfortunately.
Okay, so I try to pull a ritual shirt, point at the manhole, like pat someone quietly. Man came out. His nails were here. Gotta go. Just, like,
They all
try to
know
communicate that.
hurry up and get in the car. Hurry up and get everything else in the car.
You guys finish finally getting the last of the stuff into the back of the ambulance.
I'm not leaving until fucking Dexter's in this car. So
You're just in the process of running to the back of the building, down the rear stairwell, and if there is a rear stairwell, or down the one that he's at.
You have to make your way down the main stairwell itself. There isn't a rear one.
He's going to cover his mouth and nose as he's going down.
Okay. as you get down the rear stairwell and turn the corner to start heading towards the back door, the smoke is beginning to heavily come through the basement and is really starting to fill the first floor. And you make your way out of the back door, and the ambulance doors are wide open, and everyone's starting to climb inside as you get out there.
Okay, I'll follow up the rear. I'll be the last one in to shut the doors.
Okay. So she gets into. Yep.
Everybody
Why not
gets
be riding in
inside.
the
The
back?
doors close. And Cabby, do you rip out of there?
I am going to pull out quickly, but not to the point where my back tires would be spinning.
Dang. All right. So,
Of course.
all right. So you go ahead and you make your way out of that back road, and this is where I'm going to ask: which direction do you start heading in?
What is the closest? Is it the park or is it the bridge?
Between the park and the bridge, the park would be. I believe the park
park.
is closer. Yeah, the
Yeah,
park
the
is
park-
closer.
Just the 2
Yeah.
miles.
Or
Okay.
or the harbor. The harbor is closest. Actually.
The park and the harbor are. The harbor's closer. The Lincoln Tunnel is also closer, and then it would be the bridge. So it'd be harbor and Lincoln Tunnel, then Central Park.
So as I'm driving, it's running through my mind, and I'm like, there would have to be a boat at the harbor, and I am not going through a fucking tunnel. It's just not gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
So
Okay.
I am
I
going
respect that.
to book it over to the park. I am not going to be like super rushing by any means.
It's a military vehicle already came through.
So long as I don't see any infected like gaining on us, I am just gonna make a comfortable speed through to the park.
You start making your way to the park, and okay, go ahead and make me your first spot listen as you're driving along, and you are passing by abandoned vehicle after abandoned vehicles. You can see some of the stores on either side of the street have their windows busted in. There's clear signs of damage on buildings and cars, and there's blood that covers some of the cars, and you can see the occasional body here or there. All right. Wow.
Dexter's going to reload his magazine as they're going.
Fantastic.
And-
You hadn't fired since you reloaded last time.
No, you hadn't.
He switched magazines, but he didn't reload the one that he had in his hand that he already fired from.
Ah,
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so you're heading along, and let's see here. From where you're going, you get to about 31st Street, right there next to Pennsylvania Station. And just where the intersection is, there is a Budweiser truck that is smashed into a United States Postal Service truck, and they flipped, blocking your road into that intersection. And there are several taxis and other cars that are crashed into each other beyond that are blocking that road.
alright. I'm not familiar with the area.
You aren't, but your character would be driving an
Uh,
ambulance in this area all the time.
Right.
I can go ahead and let's see here. Cabby, do you have the map pulled up?
I do not.
Okay, go ahead and pull up the map for me. And I'm gonna put a pin right here.
What map am I pulling up?
Google Maps, so I can show you
Okay.
where you are.
All right. New.
And if anybody else wants to do this, you can go ahead and do it. Ah, that's not what I meant to do.
All right. Maps.
No, if I look, then I'm gonna be like super opinionated, and Cabby's driving, so he makes the choices.
All right. All right. So,
And you're gonna pull this location right here. So for everybody else, everybody else following at home, they are on West 31st Street and 7th Avenue is where this roadblock is, which is right next to Pennsylvania Station, which is a train station.
It sucks that you can't show us a map, like on.
You
Roll20.
said
I'm
West-
working on that.
You said West 31st Street and 7th is where it's blocked?
West 31st and 7th Avenue.
Okay. At which point I am going to, and we're coming from what direction? Sorry.
You're coming from the south.
Okay. So I am going to take a right on 30th, and then a left on 6th. Well, I'm going
Alright.
to get up to the intersection at 6th and see if it's clear.
All right. Give me 1 second here. I'd like to bring this up so our audience can see where we're driving as well. We're going to change this over so that the audience can see this map right here. There we go. Now, I know it's not going to be super clear for you guys on the stream, but you're now going down West 30th Street. And just as you're about to hit 6th Avenue, what you can see is at the Nordstrom rack that's on the corner of 30th and 6th. The building is smoking and it looks like it's on fire. And there are individuals, you can't tell if they're infected or not, that are starting to walk out into the street.
All right. I am going to continue down one more street down to Broadway.
Okay. Let's see. So you go ahead and you plow through that area, and you guys go by about 7 individuals. Make me a spot listen as you go by them.
Everyone?
Everyone, yeah. I believe there are like tiny windows in the back of the ambulance that you can see out of.
Only out the back.
Okay. You guys would be able to see them out the back window then.
Oh no,
Ooh.
I see or hear nothing.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Screw it. I'm gonna use 3. Just
I
bring it down to 1 failure.
Okay.
I hear everything.
Yeah, you do hear everything. They're normal people as they're walking out, Dexter. You see normal people. A few of them have pistols. One of them has a rifle. And they just stare at the ambulance. And as you're going up the street towards Broadway, you watch as one turns to the other and they start raising their weapons in your direction.
Oh shit.
As a quick aside, all 3 of us got 98s. I think that's literally a 1 in a million chance.
That is true.
Jeez.
If I'm doing my math
Wow.
correctly. Yeah, that's a
Wow.
moment. Just saying.
That's very impressive, guys. Very impressive indeed.
In unison.
Mm.
Mm.
For 1 in a million, baby. Okay.
So yeah, as soon as we I'm assuming everyone sees them raise their guns, though.
Just Dexter. The rest of them were not paying attention. As you guys are going down the road, Dexter, you watch as the guy with the rifle fires first. And he's going to make his roll.
Shit, they're firing. Cabby, drive. Go.
Let's see. Long guns. Kieran Kit long guns, even though he doesn't have a modifier for that. And then multiplier 1.
I was going to say, would this be a difficult shot for them to hit anyone, since the windows aren't that big and the box of an ambulance is designed to withstand a significant amount of punishment?
This is true, but we are talking about a giant square full of meat.
There we go. He misses wildly. And his buddies next to him start firing off as they're going to make their 2 shots with pistols, and that's going to be that before you guys. One does manage to get 3 successes. So all of you can hear... One second. As a few rounds slam into the back of the ambulance and then go through the window. They're not aiming directly at any of you. They're just aiming for the vehicle at this point. And that vehicle is he's going to do, so the base damage of that pistol is 1. Then he's going to add 2 extra damage dice to that. It comes out to 3 damage dice. Go ahead and do a dice roll for that.
Quick question, Aaron.
Yep.
They're on the adjacent 6th Street, right? So this is all happening in the time that it takes us to cross over that street, and we'll be out of their view when we pass it. Is that right?
Yeah, as soon as you are at Broadway, they won't be able to see you. This is just as you're going across their street, and you're like a third of the way down the street to Broadway, they have spotted you, and they're trying to shoot you. And I'm trying to get this stupid dice to roll, but I don't know.
So, out of curiosity, so they're firing from the left side of the ambulance?
Directly behind it, on the left-hand side of it. So behind and left.
Okay.
All right, there we go. I'll just roll it manually. So he does 11 points of damage to the ambulance. The ambulance has a damage threshold of 40, so that's going to go ahead and minus from that. Okay, and then the last guy is going to take his shots. So, take, just in case it does roll these damage this time, we'll keep just the 1 damage dice in there in case he hits. Pistol. None. 1. Nope, he misses horribly. And that's all the shots they get off of you, at you. Fantastic. And you guys manage to get to Broadway, and you're turning left, I assume?
As long as it looks clear down there.
Okay, so you turn left, as it does look clear down Broadway. And let's see. You go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry.
You pass 31st. And luckily there are no cars that continue along that jam that was on 7th. On this road, you go ahead and you pass 33rd, and when you get to the triangular cross section of Broadway 6th and 33rd, there are a bunch of wrecked out cars, including 3 Humvees that are in that intersection.
All right. Does it look passable?
It looks like you're going to have to push one of the cars out of the way. There are just too many cars that have crashed into each other here. And they're blocking both right and left and forward.
You said that's at 6th Broadway and 33rd.
So yeah, it's 33rd Broadway and 6th Avenue. There's a giant cross section area there.
Okay. So I would just turn left at 32nd at that point.
Okay.
Take that
So-
down to 7th.
You go ahead and cross to 32nd, and you're going to take that back down to 7th, you said?
Yep.
1 second. Just taking that down to 7th. You get down there. There are plenty of buses and taxis and cars that are filling up the streets. And it's definitely going to be slow going through here, but you can get through here.
Okay. So we are gonna take 7th as far as it will let us.
Make me a spot listen.
Hey.
Good job.
1 second. Dang it. Why is this harder than it should be? There we go. So, you make it all the way to the infamous Times Square. And it is an immediate sight directly from the live stream. In fact, now that you're thinking about it, you're probably on that live stream as you are speeding past several flipped over vehicles. You're passing by hundreds of shell casings, lots of blood, and there are about 15 bodies of cut in half infected individuals off to your right side as you're going up the road.
Square?
You're in Times Square right now.
Where's that out on the map?
So that is
7th and 4th.
yeah, 7th and 44th Street.
44th.
Yeah. You can see smoke coming out of, oh god, I don't actually know, what is that actual building called? It's the one where the ABC News GMA studio is. I guess I'll just call it that. You can see smoke is still coming out of that building. And the screen up there is damaged in portions, but it's still like playing ABC News. You can't hear anything coming from the screen. But it's saying that the CDC has now confirmed that the individuals who are attacking the military are in fact infected, and it's spewing that off as you're driving by. And you can get right to, you have a choice. You can either go down, what is this? You can either take a left turn at 44th, or sorry, 45th, or you can try and wiggle your way through the cars at 46.
I would say I'm fairly proficient at driving, and that's a big fucking intersection.
It is, yeah.
I'm gonna go through 46th.
Okay, so you go ahead and you push through to 46. 1 second. And you are able to keep on this road until you get to 53rd Street. And as soon as you hit 53rd Street and 54th comes into view, what you all are greeted with, if you'll turn your eyes over to roll 20, is something along the lines of this, as there is a large set of gates with black tarps over there, over it. That's a quarantine zone. There are several barriers that have been set up in the streets. And there's also quite a few cars that are crashed out in the area. And there's the distant sound of loudspeakers and helicopter rotors.
I mean,
This is this gate is on the street that we're driving north on currently, and it's blocking our way north, correct?
Correct.
All right. So Dexter will say, great, they've already blocked the fucking road off. There's probably not a way to get in if they've quarantined themselves off already.
does this look like it's a quarantine of them or of us?
Same question.
It looks like it is simply keeping everything from getting in or out.
Are there patrols on the walls? I mean,
You don't
what's-
see anyone. Make me spot listen checks.
I'm adding 3 competency.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ooh. Screw it. I'll spend 3 to even it out.
Okay. I see that
Nice.
several of you need to remember to sacrifice to the blood gods every time before game so that your dice will roll lower. Okay, very nice. Dexter, you're the only one that notices. Up in one of the windows of an apartment, you can see that there's a guy sitting there with a rifle in his lap, staring towards the street.
Okay, is this beyond the fence wall?
This is on roughly the 10th floor of a building, past the fence wall. He's just staring at you guys.
Okay. Is this is he? Can I tell if he's in the military?
He's in shadowed, and you'd have to have rolled more successes to see if he was military.
Okay. I'm gonna point up there, and I'm gonna say, "There's a guy up there. Hit your siren." So he notices us.
All right. I'm not going to hit my siren. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the spotlight that's on the top of the cab.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just going to start flashing the SOS signal.
Okay.
3 short, 3 long, 3 short.
Sure, will calmly, speaking to Cabby, maybe even eerily calm, because he's beginning to accept his. He's gonna say, "You remember when we talked about them turning away the non-infected because things have gotten too bad and they can't tell the difference?"
Yep.
He messages back with his flashlight. Turn off your engine and wait.
Oh my fucking god! You gotta be kidding me. I mean, they do have snipers up there, so we would have hopefully some cover. Just do what he says.
All right. I am going to pull into the intersection. I'm going to look both ways down the street, make sure there are no infected anywhere I can see.
Okay. Everybody can make me a spot listen for that as you look around.
oh,
Very good.
Oh,
That's what I'm
good.
talking about.
God.
Well,
No.
I mean that's less what I'm talking about, but the initially that was what I was talking about.
no.
Okay, so Dex and Cabby, something you guys immediately notice as you're looking for a place maybe to pull over or to hunker into. There are a couple of cars out here that look like they've been ripped through with a 50. Quite a few of them still have people in them that are dead. But each car you look into looks like there might have been infected in those cars.
Okay, so they're not shooting.
I'm gonna quickly turn to Rachel, and I'm gonna say, do you have what you need to do a quick test?
Yeah.
Can you pull my blood as fast as you can and run the test? I'm gonna walk out there and hold it up. If those guys have binoculars, they would see that at least I'm trying to hold it up, showing that we're not infected.
While you're doing that, I have to ask Cabby, did you keep one of the radios on the National Guard channel?
One of the truck radios would be.
Okay.
Rachel
Would the
does her
volume
thing.
be on it? Because I
Yeah,
know
they're
you guys were
always
trying to
on.
be quiet. Okay, fantastic. So
Yeah, no, the truck ones I never turned off.
you hear from inside the truck. Private Parker reporting Southgate. We got an ambulance truck.
She would do the test and she would finish everything up and put the droplet of blood in the alcohol test
Mhm.
tube.
You sit there. You wait for the test to finish. He's clear. That
You're
scratch
good.
didn't infect him from earlier. Yay.
I'm gonna pull up the radio and be like, "This is paramedic Cabby. We are that ambulance."
That's nice. Stay off the radio for a minute, bud. And the two of you are sitting there in silence for a moment before finally you hear over that same channel. This is Major Matthews. I believe you said you were a cabbie paramedic.
Yep.
Okay. You're on the wrong street from what I'm looking at. Yeah, he's. Hold on. That patrol is what, 53rd Street? Is that what where you're at?
A firm.
Okay, you're at Broadway and 53rd. So I need you to pull over towards 53rd and 5th. That's where we're gonna have the access gate. Once you get on 5th, I want you to pull all the way up to 59th. That's where you're gonna hit the main entrance gates. It's a large loop. I'm sure you've been there plenty of times. It's the Pulsar Fountain. Once you hit the Pulsar Fountain, I'll send my guys out. They'll give you tests. If you're good, we let you through. But I gotta warn you, if you're not good, we will kill you.
We're good.
All right. So I am going to follow the directions. All the while, I am going to, at first I'm gonna just holler back to Rachel. I'm like, test everyone.
Okay. So she will do the testing on everyone. Blood tests.
So you get to work on that.
Yeah. And I do the quick ones. I don't even do the blood draws or anything. I do like a prick on the finger, let them drop the bloodlet into the alcohol, that type of thing.
Now, Cabby, I'm gonna be blunt with you. If you got somebody infected in that car or in that van, turn around now.
Alrighty.
So
You go ahead. You start doing the tests. Go through. You go through. You go through. Finally, you end on silvers. You're good.
everyone's clear.
And in that entire time, are you gonna go ahead and drive over there, or were you waiting there?
Nope, I'm driving over.
Okay. So you go ahead, you pull through the streets, and you notice as you are going down the street, they've purposefully moved all the cars out to form a large gap in the center of the street. So you easily travel down this street, and it's right around when you hit the corner of 6th Avenue and 54th. That's when you see the first couple of Humvees and patrolling guys. And when you pull up to where he told you to at 58th,
58th. You mean 58th.
Sorry, 5th and 57th. Technically,
okay.
5th and 58 is included in that. You see that they have taken where the, if you go up to the 58th Street, right where Pulitzer Fountain is, where you have the Grand Army Plaza Road and then 5th Avenue on either side. They've taken that entire area and they've just put up a temporary double stack gate. And in on either side of either Grand Army or the 5th Avenue, they've got gateways for you to go through. And they have built makeshift towers next to the fountain. And they've also got several guns set up in the Curam Capitol building and the Donuttery place to the left of the fountain.
All right.
And that is where we will end this episode of Here We Are, Year Zero.
Woo, we made it, guys.
Thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. There is a possibility, for those of you who are so far enjoying the Here We Are series, that there will be a Here We Are Year Zero Europa, where we follow the events of a group of survivors as they attempt to survive the much deadlier version of this pandemic, you could call it, in Europe. So, I have been your DM, GM, storyteller, Forgotten Dreams, and I am joined by Eric, who will eventually say hello, Cabby,
Bye.
Ava,
Good night.
and Moo.
Sequoia Noche.
And we will see you guys next time. Adios!
No Sprechen Sie Mexicano, hombre.